Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network.
This is Sertaj Thierra and Tyler Hughes, and today on Go Island, we're going to find out if they're actually funny. There are a couple of island-based comedians. A tuition waiver for some students at VIU, finding his forever home, and Meg gets into the ring. You are watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. Sertaj and Tyler are doing the old-fashioned, still standard, rock, paper, scissors to find out who's going to be interviewed first. And we're going to mix it up today. So Tyler's going to talk about Sertaj, and Sertaj is going to talk about Tyler. And we're going to give you a bit of a preview and insight into an upcoming island-wide comedy tour that they themselves are organizing. But first, we're starting off at Vancouver Island University. They have a youth in care tuition waiver program, and some students are benefiting from that now. Here's Rayanne LaPlante. And Sertaj wins the game of rock, paper, scissors. He's going to talk to us about what it's like working with Tyler. Now, I've never seen you guys perform, so maybe we should start with your style of comedy. What makes you funny?
Basically, whatever we think about, politics, whether it be politics or something in the news, or just, how people interact with each other. We basically talk about whatever we want.
And when you get up on stage, is what's happening there? Because I know we did a little pre-interview here, and then what ends up on camera is sort of a version of the conversation that we've already had.
Okay.
So when you guys are interacting together, is that like you're in constant rehearsal for your stage performance? Does that make sense?
Well, sometimes yes and sometimes no. I mean, basically when we have conversations, we kind of feed off of each other and get material, and then work off of each other's jokes and make fun of Tyler's mom.
Make fun of his mom. He is.
That's a constant one.
Constant jokes about mothers. Now, how did you two hook up? And what is it that makes you want to work with Tyler?
Well, basically, in the comedy business, you have a lot of people that, you can work with and that you can't work with. And basically, I think Tyler is a person that I can work with. And we have the same ideas, and then, we have the same goals, and we want to accomplish the same things.
Who can't you work with? You know me a little bit.
Who can't
now.
I work?
You probably
not
could.
you. I can't. This is horrible. This is like the 36th take, and I'm tired.
And I'm asking
like Martin
stupid
Scorsese.
questions, and I just want it to be perfect all the time. Can't go with the flow at all.
Sucks.
So you're organizing a tour?
Yeah, we're both co-producers of the tour.
Okay. Now, what would make you want to work in comedy in the first place? Because it's hard to do. It's not an easy thing. They're mucking with our equipment now.
Is it still on?
They're mucking with our equipment now. It is still on. Okay, you can't take these boys anywhere at all. We're going to talk about
I'm going to kick you right
We're going to talk about the tour when we come back, okay? Because we're going to have to do some technical adjustments now. We're going to throw things over to Kelly Robinson, who is spending some time with a dog who a lot of people gave up on. He went through a few different homes and has now finally found a place where he belongs. Here's Kelly.
That'd be horrible. That was gold.
Rapid fire with Nanaimo Clippers, a woman's best friends, and on the ropes with Meg Cuthbert. Did you know that February 24th is National Cupcake Day? For SPCAs and humane societies, last year we raised over $400,000 nationwide by generous people just making cupcakes and selling them to their friends, their family, their coworkers. You can even have a team. We'd really appreciate it if you help the abused, neglected, and unwanted animals in your community by joining us with this really fun fundraiser. Is your buddy okay there?
Yeah, he's got some problems.
Okay, we'll just let him sort the problems out, and we'll talk about what problems
He's sorting his problems.
What is it like working in comedy on the island specifically?
It's growing. It's definitely a scene that's getting better, and the talent is flourishing. I remember 3.5 years ago, it was just 4 of us in a room, and we decided to do stand-up, and now it's flourishing.
Now, does that mean that there's more people doing it, or is there more audience members coming out? Because you could do it in a room by yourself until the cows come home, but if no one's coming out to see the show, then there's a problem, right?
Yeah, it's a combination of both. You know, more people figuring out that we're funny, and more people showing up to the shows, and more people getting interested.
Sometimes in movies you can step out of reality and present stories and things that couldn't possibly happen. And I guess you can do that in comedy too. Is that something that you do in your shows, is take people out of what could possibly happen, or are you laughing at what's real?
Well, if Tyler like fell and broke his ass right now, I'd probably laugh at that. That would be something I would definitely make a joke about.
I would too,
'Cause
actually.
I'm hoping that would happen.
And we told him that if he did fall, we weren't going to help him. We'd just
Yeah.
stand here laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you like other people's misery then?
Yes, very much, especially Tyler's.
Okay, well, we're going to make sure that he doesn't smash his head, or hope that he does. We're going to throw things over now to another guy who does make us laugh on occasion, Dan Marshall. I don't know if it's too funny right now, though he's hanging out with Nanaimo Clippers for a rapid fire installment.
Why are you wrecking my shot?
You didn't tell me.
Why are you wrecking my shot?
I thought I was doing the interview.
No!
The Nanaimo Clippers face the Victoria Grizzlies at Frank Crane Arena this Friday, coming Friday, that is January the 31st. And it's also a night of their beverage and burger fundraiser for the Minor Atom Hockey League here in Nanaimo. You can get tickets through Carrie Anderson. They want you to do that by telephone. I don't know what kind of trouble these guys are going to get us into today. 250-754-1806. I hope they're going to clean that up. If not, I'm going to make them clean it up. And if they don't, we'll shame them somehow on a future edition of Go Island. We'll talk with Tyler a little bit later on this edition of Go Island. Right now, we're throwing things over to Annette Lucas, introducing us to a woman who has a huge passion for dogs. She takes them for walks every day, rain or shine. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. This is Tyler Hughes. He says he's performed all of about 5 or 6 times in a stand-up comedy show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're a seasoned veteran now.
Seasoned veteran, yeah. I've been doing it for a couple of years now, and I've managed to get maybe 5 or 6 shows out there, you know, to perform at. So yeah, it's been good.
You get nervous?
Very nervous, yes.
And does this guy help you? Does Sir Taj make you more nervous, or is he like the calming voice backstage? He's giving you paper. I think we're supposed to clean up.
He makes me very nervous. But no, we can joke around. We get together, and you know, it's a fun time. And
Okay,
so,
he's a partner and a collaborator.
yeah.
For you. Do you think he's funny? Like when he's on stage, is he a good?
Well, yeah.
What else are you gonna say, right? When he's here listening and he's gonna watch this in a little bit. You seem to have a very expressive face.
Yes.
How do you
yes.
use that on stage?
It depends. If I get a heckler, you know, someone that starts to heckle me,
Yeah.
I usually like to portray like a flower. I'm just so happy.
And that's being sarcastic, right? You're like
Yeah.
you're smiling, but you really want to kill the guy.
Well, when the heckler comes up at me, I then turn that face into the evil face.
Let's see the okay.
What?
And do they?
Hey guys, how you doing? Just go ahead, walk through the chute. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, how you doing? They don't realize that we're actually going live now. Is that how you'd handle a heckler? You welcome them and you incorporate them into the show?
Yeah, and then I tear them down.
What is the hardest thing about comedy? When you're with the writing, the standing, what is the most challenging thing?
I find the hardest thing for me, I grew up kind of religious, and so being yourself on stage, that's the key point. You got to be 100% into what you're saying, into the jokes, and once you're able to portray that and
Yeah.
be yourself, then the jokes come out and everyone laughs. But if you're able, or if you're holding back like 5%, just holding back a little bit, that's going to affect your show.
It sounds a little bit weird that you have to work so hard at being yourself. But that's
Well,
what you're doing, really.
Yeah, you got to be yourself in front of people. Like when you're out in the street, you're not yourself. When you're talking to people, you're kind of a little bit reserved, and
Right.
you don't want to say those jokes that come in your head when a funny situation happens. But as a comic, you gotta.
Do you know right away if a show's good? I've always wondered, like, if a comedian gets up there, he makes a joke or tells a story and nobody laughs. Does that ruin your whole night, or?
Yes, that's the worst feeling in the world as a comic. That's a point where where you just want to die. Like my first show that I did was in Victoria, and I just bombed. I went up and I tried to improv it, and I bombed. And after I got off stage, no one looked at me. I went to my car. I was going to drive home because I was so embarrassed, but I changed my clothes and went back in, and I stayed with it. At that point, I was like, I got to do this. I got to keep on doing this.
And you weren't trying to be incognito or anything. You just changed your clothes, not to be in disguise.
Well, I was, because I was embarrassed.
It sucks to bomb.
It sucks
Yeah.
to bomb. I feel like I bomb every day, believe it or not. It's true, I can relate. We're gonna throw things over to Meg Cuthbert in Victoria. She's not bombing. She's stepping into the ring with some pro wrestlers, actually.
Tom Selleck is the greatest actor of all time.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
This is how they sort out their differences backstage and maybe on stage, who knows. The Island Comedy Tour kicks off in Duncan on February the 6th, Acme Food Company here in Nanaimo on February the 7th, goes to Port Alberni February 22nd, and then ends up at the Shark Club in Victoria on March the 2nd. You can get a hold of the boys here at islandcomedytour@gmail.com. Thanks for watching this edition of Go Island. We'll see you next time. You guys okay?
No.
No?
Yes.
Maybe?
No.
Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network. Clothing supplied by Catwalk Fashions. Kate's Hair and Aesthetics provided by Maffeo Salon.